Good evening, folks. Welcome, one and all. Cliff here with Fox Outdoors. Still a little behind on my stuff, but there we go. A little better there. More squared away. That feels much better without my phone in my pocket. Hope everyone's doing all right. Figured I'd go a little bit early. I can't really do much else. I got home about 45 minutes ago, so I'm quite behind on things. I got stuff everywhere. Hey, the great Phil, how's it going? How you doing, brother? Good to see you again. Third week in a row. I feel special. How you doing this week? And Daniel, how's it going? Tiffany, if you're there, howdy. God, my table's all wet. What in the heck? Got new buttons on here, which is weird. I don't like it. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. So far, mine's been all right. A little warm, but, you know, that's what it is when you live in the desert. Gets a little toasty. Ugh. So how's everybody's weekend? Hopefully well, hopefully good. Hopefully everyone's having a good weekend. My brain's fried right now. I'm a wee bit tired. Like I mentioned before, I had just barely gotten home maybe 40 minutes ago. I haven't had time to do much. So here in a little bit, I will have to run outside just for a brief moment to turn the water off, because I'm watering my sunflowers. Got to keep those things alive. So I have enough for me and the birds. There's a couple of them that I do need to harvest soon because the birds are starting to get to them. So I would like to get the seeds off of there before too long. And I have two massive ones that have white sunflower seeds on them, and I think those are the mammoths. I want to get those soon. So once if I start seeing a seed or two missing, I'm going to chop that head right away. Because I absolutely want those seeds. I absolutely need those seeds, specifically those seeds, so I can grow them again next year and get them even bigger. I would like to, some point during this sunflower obsession of mine, I would like to get a sunflower with an 18-inch head. I would like a dinner plate sized sunflower. Because that I can make some money off of. Just got to send them over to a couple of places and go from there. But so far, I'm looking at about 400 seeds, give or take, just on 2 plants. There's that. Damn, everyone's all quiet today. Nobody wants to talk to me. Just kidding. We'll have to check out that one. Damn, I got a couple of videos I got to get caught up on tonight. Crazy. Let's go find me. There we go. Up out my chat so I know what's going on that side. Squeeze that over here. Okay, all right, we're good to go now. I think I got everything squared away. So far, it's doing fairly decent. It's been a little toasty, so it's kind of struggling, but, you know, it is what it is currently. Oh, I just damn chat they messed with. Ah, there we go. Much better. StreamYard keeps updating things and it's making stuff weird. But so far, garden is doing all right. I haven't really gotten any more harvests off of anything at this moment. Good Lord, 120? Jesus. That's too damn hot. I'm over here dying because it's 102. And it's been that way for like a week straight. It's driving me nuts too, because oh yeah, you're telling me on that one, obstacle, because Jesus Christ, I have to water. I've been watering my pepper plants every day because I water them and then I come back after work and they're all drooping and sad like they're about to die. And I know I literally watered them the night before. Like I just watered them now. I watered them yesterday. And I'll come back after work tomorrow and they'll look like they're about dead. It is driving me insane. The amount of heat or the amount of water that I'm having to give this stuff like as of late is insane. I got to water my sunflowers daily. Got to give them at least 34 minutes of water. So I'll be shutting that off here in a bit. So I'm gonna have to make a quick journey outside. It won't take me more than a minute or two to go out there and come back. Then I gotta go water everything after I'm done with my second live. I don't have the option of watering every morning. There's nobody at my house in the mornings. New pump on the second well. That's crazy. Hey, Blake, send some of that damn rain this way. I need it. Like, badly. Send some to Daniel, too, over in Arizona. Any rain you guys can spare, I'll take, man. I need it. I haven't had rain in, like, over a month. Over 2 months. Yeah, I think the last time it rained was in June. And it was very little rain. So I'm saying send some your way. What's bugging me is we keep getting these storm clouds at night and nothing comes of it. Not a damn thing. And I got water barrels and I check them on the daily. And nothing. I have not gotten anything on them in like a month or two. It's driving me insane. But everything else is doing fantastic so far. My beans are going all right. I've got new radishes popping up. And the funny thing is, I didn't even plant dry radish seeds. So go figure on that one. I popped open one of my radish pods. The seeds were still green. Stuck those in the dirt, and they're already popping up about a week later. So I've got a couple of radishes popping up. I don't know if they're big radishes or what. I threw in a set of radishes in one spot, specifically knew exactly what those two were. The rest of the radishes were kind of mixed because I don't remember the batch that they came from. So I just kind of sprinkled them in there, but now I have this massive plant with over 200 seed pods, which is going to be somewhere around like 600 seeds if I separate everything, because most of those pods are anywhere between 3 and 4 seeds. So I got an astronomical amount of radish seeds right now. planted some of them, and yeah, they're already starting to take off. So I think I need to get a bag of soil. I need to add it to the new bin where I've got the new set of beans growing that I started on the 2nd of last month, and then get that soil a little bit topped off, and I'm just going to start throwing radishes in there. I'm just going to do them in sets of 2 on each side. So I'll do 2 rows, essentially, about probably 15, 18 deep, because I think that's about how many I can get across in each section. And I'm going to do that on the front side and back side. I'm hoping between the beans and the radishes, they'll kind of neutralize or give me some neutral pH levels on my soil. Might help my beans grow a little faster. At least that's what I'm hoping. But I'll start doing that next week, or maybe like the 3rd week of August, because it is still really, really hot outside, and I know if I don't do something soon, half my crap's gonna die. But I need a fall crop, so I'm also gonna start planting more carrots soon, because those ones are 60 to 75 days, give or take, depending on the variety. I just have carrot seeds everywhere, so I'm just going to use the carrot seeds that I have currently on hand and just shit them into the dirt and see what happens. I'm hoping I get something, because right now I've got 4 carrots that are doing fairly well, but I want more. I need more for the holidays. Apparently my entire family is really enjoying me growing food for the holidays, because I just walk outside, pull it out of the ground, and we use it fresh. We don't have to drive to the store, don't have to do anything, and you physically cannot get anything fresher than literally walking outside and pulling it out of the dirt right then and there. And I got to start planting more lettuce soon. The 2 that I have left are bolted. I just hope that the lettuce seeds that I do have are still viable. Aside from that, cucumbers are doing well. If anybody saw the video over the weekend, or over the Wednesday and Thursday, my cucumber video, they're doing pretty good so far. The video themselves and the plant as well. The oh, you know what? I gotta go check on that. Make sure I don't have to water them. I'm probably gonna have to, because I haven't watered them since Thursday. So I'll have to go check on that. I might check on those real quick when I go and shut the water off here in a bit. So if it takes me more than a minute or 2 to get back, I apologize, but I do got to check. I just did not have enough time to check all my plants. I just physically did not have the time. Let's see here. Still ain't getting much on my large form videos, even though most of them are like 5-6 minutes long. Last 3 shorts have done between 1 and 1.6K, so that's at least a plus. Doing okay, doing decently. Yeah, I'm feeling you on that one, Jason. I'm like dying over here. I'm gonna have to buy a new AC unit. Mine's completely fragged. That's why I did drop this thing the other day. I woke up this morning and the entire thing, front and back, was just completely frosted over. So I think I'm gonna have to take it apart and either redo the Freon in there or figure out what's going on. It's been working fine all summer long until like last week, or when I noticed it. So I might have to buy another $400 air conditioner. That's gonna suck. Hopefully I can get the same model. That way I don't have to change out nothing. I can just put it over here and stick it right back in the window. and then just have some extra parts. Also, hello, Molly. I should torment Jason and go show him my carrots real quick. Just be like, haha, my carrots are doing fantastic. Which they actually are. I've got like 4 of them and that are doing really good. I've got more in another bin over here that just kind of self-planted themselves from last year, or maybe I sprinkled some in there. I don't remember. I do random strange things at spur of the moment, times at night, and I forget what I'm doing. So there may or may not have been a possibility of me just grabbing a pinch of carrot seeds and throwing it in some dirt. But I don't know if you heard me earlier, Jason. I was saying that I have some radish pods over here, and then I popped open, and the seeds themselves were still green, along with the pod. But I popped open the pod and got the seeds, and I planted the seeds green, planted them green, not brown, not dry. I planted those seeds green, and they've already popped up in the other planter that I have facing the south. I've also got beans in there. One of my beans did not do so well. I only planted 2. Sad part is I don't remember what variety it was that I planted in there. The bean apparently got stuck. The leaves got stuck inside of its shell, and it did not. It germinated, but the leaves got stuck in there, so it kind of toasted the plant. I tried to help free it, but the leaves were already dry and they fell off. So now I just have a random green stem. Still hasn't died, which is weird. Has no leaves on it, but the plant stem hasn't died. And then the other one is like freaking looks like a little mini bush. It's only like a foot tall, but it's like there's like 50, 60 leaves on it. And I'm just waiting for that thing to start trellising up the little trellis I got. But yeah, so I found out that you can actually plant radish seeds while they're green. Mind you, it takes a lot more time and effort to separate the seeds from the pod, but it can be done with time and effort. But yes, with radishes, apparently you can plant the seeds green. I don't know how that works for a lot of other plants. I would assume you could do the same thing with the same effect. So that would be my assumption on that. Sorry if it looks like I'm zoning out. I apologize, folks. I'm a little tired today. I haven't been sleeping well because of the air conditioner unit situation. Wow. Sorry, I'm trying not to do that on here. And I was going to clean up so I didn't look like a homeless person, but yeah, I've been lazy all week. 100% just lazy. After working out in the sun for 2 days, I just, no, I'm done, fried. But so far, everything, again, aside from that, everything else is doing good. My bell peppers section is starting to produce bell peppers. I've got a couple of the first flowers have popped up. I noticed those yesterday. My big patch of jalapenos is starting to go. Aside from that, I just need to start harvesting more of the jalapenos that I do have so my plant can grow faster and grow bigger. Let's see. My corn is still very iffy. I don't know. I've been struggling with corn for 3 years now. I'm getting a little bit better every time, but I really haven't figured out exactly where to plant it that's going to be good for it. I mean, I don't really have any other locations on the property. I've planted everything I can possibly in every section over here, and I've not really gotten any better crop than I have any other years. Potatoes are still kind of, I'm still pulling out little, I haven't pulled out any recently, but I guarantee most of them are going to be those little tiny fingerlings that I've been getting. So there's that. Potatoes aren't doing well, but they're not doing terrible. I'm not getting, Yeah, you've also got a lot higher heat level or a higher heat index than I do. So that's what's killing you. But my asparagus beans are already running. They're already making their second run, so I should be able to harvest a couple more off of those in another couple of weeks. So I don't know if you guys left your plants in ground and then just kept watering them to go, or if you were one and done and ripped them out. Me personally, I'm just leaving my beans in there this season, and I'll essentially just cut the stems when the time is right, and I'm just gonna leave everything in the ground, and it'll decay on its own over the wintertime. I am thinking, however, the garlic, because I got a bad run at garlic this season. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing that I did last year with my garlic, and I'm just going to do one full bin and just leave them in there. Because when I did it that way, I got a ton of garlic. I got like probably 5 pounds of garlic when I had them in one of my big bins. They did not seem to do very well in the smaller steel trough. I don't know if the soil was too wet or just had bad primed soil or whatnot, just wasn't enough for it. But yeah, I just need to start making more garlic. Garlic's going to start getting really expensive real fast due to some stuff. That's all I'm going to say. Due to some stuff, certain herbs and stuff are going to be getting really expensive. So I'm kind of glad I'm growing my own. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go with this. This one's a Toshiba. I like that one because it generates me free water. Now, if I had a plant in here, that would be even better. But I don't have a plant in here. Because God Almighty, God knows how much I could get that. Because I could get the water in there. I could put it in a split unit container, and like have that drip into 2 different planters. My plants would just go nuts with absolutely just an unlimited supply of free water. At least in the summertime. In the wintertime, be a little different. I kind of wish that was a heating unit as well, but it's not. I mean, yes, for sure, it generates heat out the back tube over here, off the compressor displacement, whatever. Hey, Grace, how's it going? Uh, what do you mean on that one? Yeah, I know I know what true leaves are for the leaves, because for seeds, usually it's the secondary set of leaves that pop up on a plant. The first set are usually the solar. I call them solar grabbers. I know there's a technical name for them, but I just call them solar grabbers because they're the first ones that pop up to grab the sunlight so they can start photosynthesizing. Then you get that little secondary stalk out between those, and then the leaves that pop up on those are the true leaves. Oh, True Leaf Seed Company. I've heard of them. Sorry, I thought you meant like the actual specifications of like the stages of an actual plant. But yeah, I've run across the company True Leaf Seeds before. Don't necessarily. I don't buy a lot of seeds. All right, see you in a bit, Obstacle. I need to actually go turn mine off here in a bit because that's already been running almost an hour. So that'll be. I'm gonna go another 2-3 minutes, and then I'm gonna go run outside real quick. It's not that I have a problem with the seeds germinating. It's the heat, For some reason, because of how I water them or when I water them, they're struggling to germinate because I don't have time to water everything in the morning. And by the time I get home, everything's already done, dried out, and freaking cooked. So I struggle a lot with that. Yeah, I've got that same thing over here too, Blake. Those things are they're all over the place. Now, if I had some assistance in keeping my garden going, somebody to water it in the morning right when I'm leaving to work, that would be awesome. But that's like a 2-hour job. It takes forever to water. I have so many freaking plants. It does not look it from the videos, but I have I have a lot of plants up in the front yard. I tend to focus on these ones up here so bad and so much that I neglect everything in the back. And I have about 30 plants back, well, about 15 plants back there that I just don't pay attention to because I keep forgetting to go back there. I have two pots of raspberry bushes. I have golden raspberries, daylilies, which I don't really get anything off of those other than like pretty yellow flowers, something for the birds, whatnot. I did for the first time on those plants. I got seed pods. So I actually kept a bunch. I harvested a bunch of seeds from the seed pods off the daylily. So I'm going to see if I can't germinate those and get them to grow. That'll be awesome. I can just sell daylilies. And it is a form of daylily, but it's not a bulb. It's really weird. It's like grass. Or so this particular strain of daylilies that I have works the same way mint does. So mint, with everybody that's grown mint should know. If you don't know how a mint works, it's basically if you have a patch of mint, you can essentially cut like the same way you would do turf. You would just cut a strip of it about 3 inches and you can slice it. Take that sliced strip of 3-inch mint, stick it in dirt, cover it, water it, and within weeks you got more mint. Yeah, I got you, Jason. I figured as much with the word hyacinth in there. I will take a look at that. Or I'll try to take it. I'll just throw it up here. I'm on the wrong. Jesus, I don't even think my air conditioner is that big. Oh, that is a weird looking unit. Weird looking unit. I think I'm just used to seeing mine. Oh, yeah, no, I don't like where the drain port's on that one. I would have to readjust everything in my room just to get the drain off on there. Well, I don't have to worry about a dehumidifier. It's never humid in my room, so. Sorry, brain's itchy. Oh, well, the problem with that unit is, yes, it probably worked better with my setup because the vent stack is a little higher than where I have mine. But the problem with that unit is the drain port is at the exact bottom of the unit. I would have to rebuild or remodify this entire setup just to run that air conditioner because I would have to put my drip under it as opposed to having my drip system right under this hose or next to it. It's hard to see it, but and of course it's blurry. So I have fucker quit. I hate when it does this. It was trying to focus and then decided it didn't want to. See if I can't get this damn thing to do what I need it to do. But right on the other side of the fucking dick, stop trying to focus on that. So that's my water catch bucket. And the water comes off right next to this. So right about, it's hard to see it, but right there is my water line that runs straight into my bucket. Let me see if I can do this. So you see the water line going right into my container over here. You can see where the water level's at, even on there. But with that Hisense one, that water drip is at the bottom of the unit. I don't think I'd be able to use it on my system because I have a bunch of food stored down there, and if I with that system the way it's designed, I would not be able to have anything behind here because it's pulling all the cold air from the bottom of the unit. Mine pulls air from down here, but I've got enough room. There's enough space because that's a round bucket or round barrel that it has enough airflow to pull in. Just it's my condenser. I think it's the condenser, or I need to do a refill on it. So I don't know what's going on. She's not icing up right now, but I have it at 7. I have it set at 70. I also have it set at, yeah, I've got it on auto. I'll set it to 65 and see if it does anything. I'm not too worried about price, since the reason why I'm all right with paying like $400 or $500 for another AC unit, as long as it keeps me cool in here. I just wish I could like I had the money to just straight up pack up my shit and just move to a state that's not as hot. Like I'd be fine moving to like zone 6, maybe zone 5, depending on where, what states. But I know those zones, once you start getting in, zones 1 through 4, 1 through 5, they get colder and you have a shorter growing season. Yeah, we've been considering getting a mini split, but the problem is I'd have to drill a hole through 14 inches of concrete, essentially. Which would be a bit challenging because in order to, you can't just cut through this. You have to use a hammer drill to get through this. A standard like tile bit that would normally cut through like brick and shit ain't gonna make it through these walls. These walls have chunks of rock in them, like rocks. Like, I'm not talking small rocks. I'm talking rocks like this size, up to like the size of a football. Hey, Billy Bill, how's it going? You're not late. At least not late for this one. Still got 30 minutes on this bad boy, so you can always catch up on the next one, because there will be another one after this. As always. Ooh. No, I don't need any more rocks like that, because the house is already built. But that's what's in these freaking walls. These walls over here. Yeah, but yours is so you got what? cinder block, concrete filled cinder block walls. Yeah, thank you, much appreciated. I did have one funny looking one. It was kind of an odd shape. That one was more like a banana, same coloring. I think that one got a little bit of lack of water, but all the rest of them, I had 3 of them that were damn near 1 pound. One of them was 12.4, and I think another one was like 9 something. Ugh. Damn it. There we go. But yeah, all in all, with 6 cucumbers, 5 pounds, almost 5 ounces. That could have been improper pollination. It's assuming the bees even know those are back there. Yeah, it most likely was heat stress and improper watering. Because there were days when, like, I know you said in the comment section that those leaves looked really healthy. They weren't. They were actually, when I picked all that stuff, all of my leaves were like this. They weren't open like this. They were like this. So I had to go out and water them. I usually go dump a 10-liter bucket of water on them every day or so. But I got to go run out. So I do apologize, folks. Give me like 2 minutes, 3 minutes max. I need to go turn the hose off for the sunflowers, and then I'm going to go check on my squash, my cucumbers. And I will be right back. Shouldn't take me too long. If I have to water them, should take me like an extra minute, give or take. But I will be right back, folks. I hate to do it, but I kind of don't hate to do it. Yeah, my cucumbers were dry. Had to go water them real quick. These ones are just the standard. I believe they were easy sow. I don't exactly know the variety, like full variety. They're just labeled as easy sow cucumbers. They're usually like red coated seeds, which is weird because now you can't even find those damn things. But yeah, no, I have one cucumber plant. I kid you not. I've almost killed that plant 3 or 4 times, and I'm almost ready to harvest another cucumber off of it, and there's like 3 or 4 more growing. It's in a little pot up here by the front, all on its own, standalone plant, just one plant in there, on its own little tiny trellis. And I have, like I said, I've nearly killed that plant 3 times, and yeah, it doesn't care. So, radish pod, just for you guys, I'm going to show you. Of course, they never open the way I want them to, even though I just cut halfway through it. Oh man, I'm actually stoked on this one. Holy Christ. Christ on a bicycle. Look at that sucker is loaded with seeds. That's actually the most seeds I've seen out of one pod. There's going to be like 8 or 10 seeds in here. They are starting to dry out, which is unfortunate, but not really at the same time. Because like I said, you can actually plant green seeds, and they will germinate. This is crazy. Usually only get like 4 to 5 seeds per pod. Look, I'm still pulling them out. Last 2 right here. So just to prove, those are the empty pods. There's the end of it. And there's the other half, completely empty. And I don't know if you guys can see these down here. My camera decides it wants to focus. Let me see if I can get this to focus better. Oops. Wrong button. Alright, what in the shit? Ooh, it's not giving me the options I used to have. Oh, here we go. So, I don't know if you can see these here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One pod gave me 10 seeds. And I can plant these ones and get them probably within a week. They'll start popping up. Heck no, I'm going to plant these things. I'm going to go throw them out later tonight. I'm going to go stick them out in the garden. Because I found out that you can, even with them green, you can still plant these and they'll still germinate. Or they'll still pop up. I planted a couple of these the other day, or about a week ago. I feel you on that one. Now I don't know where to put these. You know what? I'll set them on top of my Kool-Aid lid. I'll set them right here. I don't have a container to put them in right now. But I'll definitely go plant these. These almost look like from the size of them, I almost want to say that these were the watermelon radish seeds. But I'll find out in like 30 days after I plant them. Hopefully that'll focus back on my fat head. There we go. Let's see what I missed. No, so yeah, cucumbers suck. They do kind of grow. They tend to grow all at once, and then they kind of just peter off. But my plants are doing some funky stuff, and they're like trying to take over my garden, my back section garden. They're just going everywhere. I've got one of them's like a spider. The thing is just sending out runners and arms everywhere. So at some point, I'm gonna have to just trim it to just to stop it from growing really wild, to force it to grow on what it's got already. Yeah, like I said, I've stressed mine like no other, and they are still giving me whatever they need. Jason's gonna juggle, maybe, maybe not. You'll find them randomly, Bill, and you'll be like, "Oh, that's where I put them." Ooh, spam call. I didn't know spam had fingers. Yeah, I was gonna say, why do you have 2,500 loofah seeds? Because I don't remember who gave me loofah. Jason, was it you that gave me the loofah seeds when we went to the meetup? I got 5 loofah seeds, and from that 5 loofah seeds, I planted 3 of them because I wanted to keep 2 as a backup. That freaking plant went nuts. No, that pod was actually solid green. I do have some drier ones out there that have been out on the vine or on the plant itself for a while, but usually with those, I just crush them up. I don't even separate the seeds, dead honest, with the dry ones. I'll just crush them up into a pile, and then I'll just sprinkle it into the dirt, and I just kind of mix it in by hand. Mix it in by hand, and then I just water. Usually the radishes will pop up within 3 to 7 days, as long as I keep them watered. But yeah, for the most part, I don't normally separate the husk from the seed itself when it comes to the radishes. Most of that stuff, by the time you're done, is going to grind into powder, or basically just helps as a organic matter as it breaks down over the couple of weeks, that it's sitting in there. There's really not much mass to the, you know, shell of a radish pod. So yeah, no, I do when they're. I get them. I'll put them on a tray. Speaking of which, I think that one's still down there. I got a tray of radish seeds under my air conditioner unit that's been sitting down there since last year. They're 100% dry as beans, so I can take them out and crush them up and throw them out in the garden. Oh, nice, Jason. That is awesome. I should have just sent you some of the loofah seeds that I had, because them bastards are heat tolerant like no other. Because that's what I was growing them in. Because again, I live in the desert, so my average summer temperatures are like 90, 93 to like 105 on average. And that's like daily. Ah, I'm telling you, if you want compost, like a lot of compost fast, I'm telling you, sunflowers. And I know you didn't plant any this year because you forgot, but the amount of organic matter that you get from sunflowers is ridiculous. There you go. His wife is doing an edit now. But yeah, I'm just using Freaking sunflowers, man. I just take them and I stick them, I'll let them dry out, and then I'll just run them through my wood chipper, my little mini one. And yeah, it's actually, I gotta actually take it out and use it for something because it's actually starting to either compost or compress itself in the trash bin I have it in. I should get it wet, throw a couple of worms in there, see what happens. It'd be kind of interesting to see. I might just make a little mini compost bin just so I can throw all that stuff in there. But yeah, when I'm done this season, I'm going to have probably a 55-gallon bucket full of chopped sunflower seeds or chopped sunflowers. And most of them, if the head's not formed right, I just throw the head straight in the composter or in the chopper as well. So it basically gets from stem to stern. I don't do the roots because the roots are a pain in the ass. Telephone peas, Israeli melon, and lima beans. Yeah, lima beans definitely like the heat, but lima beans take forever to grow. Put lime beans. Lima beans are 3 months roughly, but it's going to be the same with any other beans. You need. I know I don't do it myself, and I really need to. You have to do companion planting with beans. You need something other than just beans, because if you put too much nitrogen in the soil, your beans start to kind of have. Yeah, 90 days is a long time. That's like carrots. Carrots and potatoes are like 120 days plus on, well, some carrots. Most varieties of carrots, I believe, are 65 days. I think the Nantes are 65. Yeah, Nantes are 65 to 75 days. So 2 to 2.5 months. Let's see, I believe rainbow carrots is around the same. 70 to 90 days for rainbow carrots. So 3 months again on that one. And I know I was talking about this the other day on Shawnee's channel, because everyone's like, oh, it's time to plant carrots. And I'm like, there are varieties of carrots that are still 3 months out just to grow. There just is not enough time left in the growing season. Now, mind you, I have 4 or 5 different varieties of carrots. I still have plenty of time in my zone. Bill, you should have enough time in your zone as well. For most vegetables, yes. I'd say max 80 to 85. I don't even know who Shiny is. Ha ha ha. That's terrible, Jason. Terrible. But yeah, I'm just gonna start getting a massive section of planting going. I need to redo a lot of my soil. Oh, she put one out about a week ago, but it just devastated her front yard. But I believe she's currently in the process of moving to the new property, and she's trying to take as many plants as possible with her. So she's working on all of that, and then she's gonna have to relearn her soil in the new area. Plant-wise, it shouldn't be too bad. It's just gonna be learning the soil composition. Oh man, that sucks. No, I did not see. I didn't get a notification for it. Yeah, 100 days left of cool weather, 85 dipping to 65 over the next 3.5 months. Yeah, see, even at 65, you're still going to get, that's a perfect weather for lettuce, perfect weather for peas. I would probably start now if you're planning on doing watermelon. It sounds dumb. Watermelon and pumpkins is about the time you want to start planting them. Because I think I got the jack-o'-lantern pumpkins. They are 120 days to harvest. And according to my zone, I should have already planted these last month. So I might just throw one or two of these in there in the ground and see what the hell happens. I read that as squash regardless. But yeah, I've still got mini harvest blend, jack-o'-lantern, spooky, and sugar pie. So these are the pumpkin varieties I still have that I would like to plant. And these were the only ones I bought. I don't know why. Well, to be dead honest, I know exactly why I only bought one package. Because you're probably going to get about 15 to 20 seeds. Well, we'll say 10 to 20 seed per pumpkin seed, per pack of pumpkins. You only need one pumpkin. So I had the pumpkins it was the early sugar or pie pumpkin. So early sugar pumpkin or early pie pumpkins, the little tiny ones. These usually get to about 1 to 2 pounds, give or take. These are the spooky ones. These are kind of flat, more round, similar to like a pan squash, but like 4 or 5 times the size. You have the jack-o'-lantern, or aka carving pumpkins. These things can get massive. Hey ACR, how's it going? And then the last one I have are the mini harvest blends. So basically like your little decorative pumpkins that they charge you like an arm and a leg for at the store for like a bag of 6. But yeah, I've got a spot technically where I can just throw these and just let them run wild. Oh yeah, the jacks can get huge if you let them grow. You can turn a jack-o'-lantern. I know people will probably tell you you can't, but I know damn well you can. I can guarantee you can turn these into a giant pumpkin. You just leave 1 to 2 on the entire plant, bury your vines, and focus on growing one of these. I guarantee you can probably get a 30 or 40 pound pumpkin off of this. Easy. And again, with what you get for, you know what? Let's do that. So I've got we'll do the jack-o'-lantern pumpkins. Where's my cutter? So I'm going to pop this open. And yes, I did see you enter, CR. Good evening. How's it going? We are currently talking about pumpkins. We were briefly talking about sunflowers. I can do this without cutting my damn finger off. All right, so that's open. I think I got about 15 seeds in this. Well, that worked out really fantastically. It's a good thing I got another one. So, as I said, jack-o'-lantern pumpkins. You can see it is open. I have a feeling that might not be a jack-o'-lantern. That might be something entirely different. But I got 1, 2, 3, we'll go 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, so 16. So about what I figured your average is going to be, anywhere between 15 and 20 pumpkin seeds. And that's what they're charging you for it, $1.70 essentially. Or sorry, $2. So I will definitely plant the biggest ones out of here. So probably these two here, this one and this one. So I'll plant 4 of these and see what happens. But I have pumpkin seeds everywhere. I've got tons of them under me. I've got a couple of random packets of paper towels that got pumpkin seeds in them. I just wish I had a huge area that I could just let these go, because I know pumpkins can go freaking nuts per vine, just like cucumbers and everything else. So you can get like one plant, 20 or 30 freaking whatchamacallums off of there, and just keep going from there. There's that, just to keep them all in one place and just keep it from popping open, because I do not want my seeds to go all over my room. And that's just my rosemary. But I will throw some pumpkin seeds out there here probably next week. I'll do that on my day off and see where I can go with them, and then I'll just keep you guys apprised of the progress of what's going on. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, Bill was just telling me on that one, CR, that Shawnee lost most of her garden because the wind just flattened it. Bill, if I can find some seeds for you next year, I'll send you a couple of packets if necessary, or I can grow some here, get them started, and then send you the seeds afterwards, because I think once I get the plant condition for my area, growing that in your location should be a freaking breeze. Gotcha. Hey, you know what? I figure it this way. Oops. You know what happens, especially when you run a seed production plant like that, or company. You get mixed seeds every once in a while. I don't think, me personally, I wouldn't say it's too much of a impact of what I'm paying for. If I'm paying for seeds, yeah, it slightly sucks that I didn't quite get what I paid for, but at the same time, pleasant surprises in the garden are always fun to have. They really are. Yeah, it does. So yeah, if I can get just need more sugar pie, yeah. So I can do the sugar pie. I don't know about the princess and cheese pumpkins. I will have to look into that. We'll have to talk throughout the seasons on that one, see if I can't find what they have for next season. So it might be a year or two, but I can probably get you some seeds over there. So I can get you some, yeah, like you said, F1, F2 seeds. Once they're already conditioned for my area, like I said, you're in the same zone as I am, so you're zone 7A, or you're either 7A or 7B, but it doesn't really matter. It's literally a matter of miles between zones A and B, so which is dumb. But yeah, so we should be okay on that one, and then I shouldn't have to worry about. I mean, like I said, I can send you like 15 seeds, and they'll probably just take off. Especially if you can get them on that south side of the property where you guys just plowed, or tractored out all that space down in the shade. You get them in the shade, like partial shade, partial shade, partial sun. God, that was actually hard to say. They will take off. Oh shit. Well, that is. I am sorry for your loss there, Obstacle. But at the same time, why? Because you didn't kick the bucket too? Nah, don't feel lame. I don't like losing, like, people I know on here as friends on YouTube or even subscribers. I've already had 3 people go on the way of the dodo on here that I was really good friends with. I don't. I handle it. I don't handle it well, but I handle it. But yeah, I don't like losing to certain circumstances, or like those that I consider my YouTube family. Like, you guys are extended family. Most of you I've met real life. Eventually I'll meet this bean over here for a beer randomly up there somewhere when I go up there one of these days. But yeah, that definitely sucks, man. I'm sorry. Sorry to hear about that. I feel the same way, CR. That's why I try to help out where I can. The knowledge I have might not necessarily work in your zone or your area, or even for your soil type. But you know, I can give a little bit of knowledge for the general location, at least general seed care. Once you get the seeds, if you have the general knowledge in your garden of what you're doing, that's fine. But again, don't take what I say for my area, as the gospel, because I could be dead ass wrong. You could plant that in your soil, it could grow a foot and then just die without doing anything. All right, folks, we are actually almost 5 minutes past on this one. I know this is getting to be a good topic, but do me a favor. Look out for the next live. It should happen within the next 3 to 5 minutes. Just search my YouTube channel. It should pop up fairly quick. I will have this up here in just a moment. Well, yeah, true. I definitely feel you on that one. Like, I can see where you're coming from mentally on that one. Like, hey, I could have seen him one more time. Things happen. I understand that. And again, like I said, my condolences on your loss for a friend, buddy. I know how that feels. But, I mean, you can do things about it, or you could have. I mean, at this point, you can't anymore. It just sucks. The only thing I can say is, at least when the proper destination has reached its climax, they will make an appearance and at least say a few words. Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Yep. Nah, damn. I wish I got that much rain. No worries, CR. If you want, you can do it here in just a minute. I will be out here. I'm going to be ending this one here shortly. Actually, probably the next 30 seconds. But hey, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me. I appreciate the conversation. We can continue this on the next one once I have panelists and it's a little bit more open. We'll be doing the usual beverages. Aside from that, we will be over there on that side. So be well, be safe, take care. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up on the way out. And I will see you guys here in just a few minutes. So, my Fox at Outdoors.